Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is another quick video. I haven't done a review in a long time, but I got myself a couple of new pencils. I've not tried these before, so I thought, why not? Review them on camera, I guess. So these are the Derwent Lightfast pencils. They're the new ones. I only got three colours. I got natural brown, chocolate, and then the sepia red. I have a couple of sausage dog portraits coming up, which are sort of this very rich brown colour, so I got them for that. So yeah, just thought I would try them out, and then after this I will put in a video of me drawing one of the sausage dogs, and then I'll do like a bit more of a overview at the same time. So according to Derwent's website, these are a Lightfast pencil that won't fade for up to 100 years, which I think is more than Luminance. I think Luminance is 75 years, so that's quite impressive. And they are also an oil-based pencil. They're formulated to be 100% Lightfast according to the ASTM 6901 standard rating, which I think is also the same as the Luminance. Yes, it's the same, so it's the same scale as the Luminance pencils are. There's 100 colours. They have a smooth oil-based core that creates rich vibrancy and can be mixed to create paint-like effects. They are more expensive than Luminance. From Jackson's, Luminance are £3 each and these are £3.20 each, so there's a little bit of a difference there. In looks, they do look fairly similar to the Luminance. They have the same sort of wooden case, name on the side, and then the colour at the end, whereas if we compare it to a polychromos, they have obviously the name on the side but the whole barrel is painted. So yeah, I've got three colours. I got natural brown, chocolate, and then I got sepia red. So I'm going to take the labels off and have a try. So now the labels are off, I'm going to try sharpening them first. I've got two sharpeners that I use in my general day-to-day drawing life. I have a Swordfish Icon and then a Faber-Castell Trio sharpener. The Icon fits my Luminous and my Polychromos fine. The Faber-Castell, so this is my Icon, this is my Faber-Castell. This one struggles a bit with the Luminance because their barrel is slightly thicker than normal pencils. So I'm going to try one in here and see how they fit because they look a similar size to the Luminance. So they do fit, but then I have shaved some of my pencil sharpener off. So they fit, they're a little bit snug, so they fit in that pencil sharpener. Try my Icon. I mean, I don't really have problems with the Icon, so yeah, it fits in there as well. I'll put links to everything that I use down in the description as well, because I know some people like to try different pencil sharpeners and materials and whatnot. So I'll put links down below, but I've had that pencil sharpener for 3 years, and as you can see, still super sharp. So for the natural brown is this, it looks a bit like a, it looks similar to the burnt sienna polychromos. So it does not lay down like the polychromos. So it does have a similar texture to Luminance. I'm going to just grab a Luminance and put it over here. So I would actually say this one lays down a bit creamier, whereas Luminance feels a little drier in comparison. Burnishes nicely, although I don't like to burnish my work. That's just personal preference. It hurts my wrist too much. A nice dark colour. It doesn't match the colour at the end of the pencil very well though. It's a lot darker and not as red toned as the end of the pencil is saying. So this is the sepia red, which looks like a walnut brown polychromos and does not come out like a walnut brown. So yes, the leads are still quite soft, so if you press too hard it's gonna snap. This one feels much more dry than the natural brown. This feels more like a Luminance. It's a nice colour, but again I don't think it really matches the end too well. And then next we have the chocolate. Now this was recommended to me by Ria, but she recommended this to me because we were talking about a Labrador that she was doing, and she was saying this is a really nice, rich and pigmented colour for shadows on brown dogs. So she is to fault for me buying all of these pencils. So this is the chocolate. That is a really nice dark brown. But this again, this one feels quite dry as well. I think I would definitely use these more for base layers. That feels squeaky, I don't like that. So I would think I would use these. Yeah, I think I would use all of these as base colours rather than for details. I'll be able to get my details better with polychromos. I don't think I'll change there, but there's some nice colours to add to my bases. They're rich and they're pigmented, but if they do last a really long time, then that's another really good thing for anyone doing portraits. I'm going to try as well, I wanted to see how they blend with Gamsol and with Luminance and Polychromos. So I'm going to find a Luminance and do a base, just because I blend with a solvent. That's just my preferred way of doing it, so I wanted to see how they kind of work with that. So I put a Luminance down, and then I'm going to use the Sepia red on top. I'm purposefully making this a bit patchy. And I'm going to mix a bit of a burnt sienna from Polychromos. And then I'm just mixing all three of them at the minute. So they do layer nicely. They definitely layer with the others. It's not sort of like an argument. There's throw a Pablo in there as well just to see. And they do blend out quite nicely as well if you go over the top with a different colour. I think at the moment the Sepia red is my current favourite. And I'm going to put a few strands of the chocolate through. The chocolate is actually, it looks a bit like a dark sepia. It's a very dark brown. So if I find, this is a Polychromos walnut brown. And then this is a dark sepia. So it kind of looks a bit like a mixture of the two of them. It's definitely leaning more, I think, towards the black side of the colour rather than as the brown side. So I'm going to do that, and then I am using Gamsol by Gamblin as my blender at the minute. And I have it in one of these water pens. I do have a tip video on doing this because it makes it so much more handy. So I'm gonna. So it still blends quite nicely. I'll give that a second. Okay, so I've given that a minute to dry, and I'm going to try and draw back on the top of it, as that's how I draw in most of my portraits when I'm using Pablo's Luminance and Polychromos. So obviously I want to see how they work with my methods, if that makes sense. So I'm going to use this one again. I mean, yeah, they layer just as well. I want to kind of like include other colours just so I can see if they'll fit in with my drawing, which I think they will, because there's not too much of a wax bloom or anything like that at the minute. This paper is the Hannah Mule Harmony paper, which I don't actually use for portraits anymore. I'm back on the Fabriano Artistico, but this was just a scrap that I had, so I thought I would use it. I think I'll be able to use these in my portraits. They layer well, they are quite pigmented, and they mix with the other brands well. Sometimes you can, Prismacolors are one I struggle with. I can't get another brand to use them because Prismacolors are so waxy trying to add details with the polychromos, for example, they seem to have a bit of an argument on the paper. But these look like they mix really well. I'm quite happy with them. I'm looking forward to drawing my sausage dog now. I will include a bit of a time lapse here and then I will give my final views at the end, but I will try. So I used the Derwent Lightfast along with Polychromos Luminance and Pablo's while I was drawing this lovely little sausage dog, and overall I think I am in love with them. They layer really well. The pigments are really rich and vibrant. The chocolate and the natural brown really help to make those dark shadowy areas on his ear punch a little more, and then the sienna red was the absolute perfect colour to give me a really gorgeous base for the chocolate tone in the rest of his fur, which I was struggling a bit with the other pencils that I had. I couldn't seem to mix the colour that the owner thought was right. He wasn't quite the right colour, but the sepia red and the natural browns have really helped with that. They layer really nicely along with the others. I was using them, in the end I was using them to put down the base layer, and then I also used them to add a final dark sort of glazing over the top once I'd done my details with the polychromos. I didn't have any problems with mixing the brands together at all. They worked nicely with the Gamsols as I was blending out. So yeah, overall I think they're really nice pencil. They worked well. I loved the colours. I didn't have any problems mixing them with the other pencils. So yeah, overall, really good. And I definitely will be getting a few more colours to add to the collection. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you have, give it a little like and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!